Hey guys, it is day 3. It is almost midnight. I think it's about 11:44 or 11:45. And I'm here to do my update for day 3. So, my day started off with me sleeping in until 12 o'clock in the morning, which was really bad, but I did it anyway. Then I proceeded to go with my partner into the city to have lunch, and we didn't get back until about 6 o'clock, but the day wasn't wasted, and I sat my ass down in the chair, exhausted, my nose filled with city smoke, just tired because I have been tired lately. Sat my ass down and managed to write 5,217 words, which isn't as great as yesterday, but I am so happy I got that done. I was hoping for 2k. That was fine with me, but I did 5 and I'm really proud of myself. So that brings my word count to 18,448. Got a little competition going on with my friend Oni, so if you're watching this, Oni, oh girl. I challenged her to rise above my challenges and try and beat me at my 13k, and she did it. She beat me at my 13k at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she wrote her ass off, and I believe last time I checked in, she was at 19k, so she's way ahead of me, and gotta beat her. Very competitive when it comes to writing for some reason, especially during Nano. I just get really pumped and excited. So I'm looking at my computer screen a lot, sorry. So, the things that I did today while I was away, I wanted to do some creative work outside the house so I could take a break, because I often don't get a chance to go outside very much recently, or spend enough time with my partner, so I wanted to kind of get out of the house for a bit, look around, take a breather, not go insane, and spend some time with my partner. But I still managed to make some notes in my moleskin, and I ended up doing one of the prompts, which is your first babysitter. So if you guys want to do that prompt too, you can do one or make it anything you want. But I knew that I was going to have to do a little bit of world building in this one, and really kind of, I don't think I've even touched on half the things I wrote down, but kind of get into the nitty gritty of the compound that my characters are in. So I kind of did a sort of a brainstorm bullet points of all the senses, so see, hear, smell, touch and taste, and a really poor drawing of the compound as I see it. But in doing so, I'm a very visual person. I can't draw maps for anything. But it's been, since I drew it, I'm actually able to better picture it in my head. Now that I know where everything is, I know, oh, okay, so when I'm describing my training field, I know that the graves are behind that, and I know that the train is before that, and I've brought that things up. So I would suggest, if you guys want a little bit of a challenge to, if you have a world, if you're a fantasy writer, or even if you're just a realistic writer or whatever, draw a map of the house your character lives in, the town they're living in, even if it looks as dodgy as mine does, which that's how dodgy mine is, but I still love it to bits and pieces. That looks like it says cock training, but it says cadets. And you know, try out some senses if you're trying to do some world building, because when you're doing world building, you want to see the things around, and your characters want to see and be absorbed in that kind of world too. So you want to be able to get inside your character and really see and hear and feel all the senses, so that the world can come alive through your character. So if you're struggling for a scene, that would be my recommendation, or if you're just wanting to expand a little bit, that would definitely be my recommendation. So I did that, and I wrote a little bit more in my notebook. I pretty much planned the rest of the hook, and I wanted to have that finished by 20k, which I'm pretty sure I might be able to do. It might not. I think this book is going to be so long. It's not funny. So I'm really hoping that by sometime this week I will be at the hook and finish with it. So I made those notes, and I made some post-it notes and things like that as well, and I've just been working through that. And I have the words for you guys, some strange words today. The words are disconcert, so to throw into disconcerting, I guess, things like that. Vivid, Isochronic, which is a beat used for brainwave entertainment. Vituate, so effective, being effective of virtue. And Inmeats, which is the edible part of animals, so like their hearts, like the insides, like the hearts, the liver and whatnot. So oddly enough, I managed to fit all those weird and crazy words into my novel, too, just by the skimming the end of the night. And I found out that my town or country is called Vituate, and I kind of like that name. I'm not sure if I'll change it later on, but it's good to actually have a name, and the government is Vituate as well, so it's good. It's kind of letting me be a bit more world-building and sort of think about the military aspect of everything as well, which is really weird for me because I do not do military or war or anything like that. But I must be reading all the books, so yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was a book that I started today because I remembered I had it on my Kindle, and I thought, hey, you know, I do write quite a lot. I can manage 10k days if I really start early and push myself. I can obviously manage 5-6k a day if I push myself too. I've always been that kind of person who's very prolific, but not to that degree every day, I don't think. Especially not recently, except when it comes to nano. But this book is called 2K to 10K by, I believe, Rachel Aaron, and it's 99 cents on Amazon, so you can read it on your computer or your Kindle or whatever that device you have. And she basically, from what I've read so far, talks about how you can go from writing 2K a day to 10K a day, by following some very simple steps, and I kind of already use them, so it has been helpful to reaffirm that there are other people out there who do use those steps, but I found it really helpful, and just reaffirming that. And also one of the things that she talks about is time, and sort of being a bit better judge of your time on how you're using it, and getting to know how much you can actually crank out. And one of the exercises I did, well, not an exercise, it was a tip, but I used it as an exercise to try myself today, was by having a spreadsheet, and you kind of document the time that your writing runs from. So usually I try and do mine in hour blocks, so mine might be from 7 till 8, and then at the end of that time I check how many words I've written. And it was actually really interesting to see that, because the first session I did, I was just so tired. I'd come home, I wanted to sit down, bash out the words, and then go to sleep. I was so tired. And then I thought, no, I'm going to keep going. So the second lot of words I did, or the second session I did, I put music on. I listened to the Defiance theme song. For some reason, it's just like one of those songs that I listen to right now. And I ended up getting, I think, a little less than that, but I was way more pumped, and I was getting things out. And I believe I also got up to make a cup of tea or something like that too, so I actually got up out of my seat too and walked around a bit during that time. And then the last kind of sprint that I did, I had about an hour between that time. I think I did a couple more too, but the last one I did, I got 1,400-ish, and that's when I was kind of dropping off the scale a bit. I knew I was dropping, the scene was starting to wrap up, things were starting to get really hectic, and I knew I needed to wrap that one up. I was actually typing a lot more to the people in my chat group that I'm with right now, so I was getting way more distracted, and I was cold, so and it's good to actually realise what is sort of hindering me, and I guess, and to work at it. But it's also great to know just how many words I can crank out in that hour space. In an hour, I can crank out 1,700 words. more. That's all I know of today, so that's how much I can crank out in a so it's almost like, sorry, in that amount of time. It's very close to 2k in an hour, so I bet if I pushed it even harder I probably could write 2k in an hour. And if you like sort of think about that, in 3 hours I could have 6k, and it'd only take me 5 hours to write 10k. So it's very, very doable. Very, very doable. So that's kind of one of the things that I was interested in. She talked about knowledge, which is, you know, knowing what your characters are going to do or scenes that are going to unfold before you write them. Read that chapter, it's fantastic. And I think, I can't remember what the other one was. Time, knowledge, I can't remember what it was. It was, but I've read about maybe 20% of that book, and it's quite good. So I definitely recommend that as a book for Nano. Reading during or before or even after, it's been a great help for me. Even just those small tips count, and it's, like I said, it's made me look at my work a little bit closely and see how I can sort of write a little bit more and get more efficient and things like that. So, yeah. Sorry guys, my stomach is feeling so weird. But apart from that, that's all I want to tell you guys. I'm so close to 20k. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it tomorrow. It's probably going to be tomorrow by the time I actually make this video. So I'm thinking of maybe trying to write 1,000 words and then going to bed. Or I'll see how I go. But I would like to get to 20k tomorrow. And if I can try, I'd really like to get to 25. So it's halfway there in 4 days. I might be able to do it. I don't know. So, my message is to you guys, it is possible for you to write more in an hour. Just gotta push yourself. Read that book, guys. It's really, really helpful. And if you want to ask me any more tips about the journey I'm reading, or like, or sorry, because I'm started. Whatever I learned from why I'm reading that book, I'm more than happy to share. I will put the prompts in the box below. Here we go, I'm starting to fall asleep, and I shall talk to you guys later. I'm going to wrap some shit up and, yeah, relax. Have a great day 3, and I shall see you tomorrow for day 4.